Hi guys, I'm so excited for today's video because today I'm going to be revealing what my top 5, no that's not what I'm trying to say, this is weird, like how do I even explain this? The palette in the number 5 spot of the year. Is there a better way of saying that? The 5th best palette of 2021. There we go. Why was that so hard? I don't know, but oh my god, this video is off to a rough start. See, I could just like redo this, but that wouldn't be as funny. So we're just gonna roll with it. So today I'm going to be showing you what my... Now I'm trying to figure out how I said it. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. If you missed my other ranking video where I ranked my palettes from number 15 until my 6th spot, I will link that up in the corner. But today we're getting into the top 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to do a look with this palette, and I want it to be like kind of a festive and holiday look, which is why I'm wearing a red lipstick today. And the red lipstick that I'm wearing is one of the new ones from Alien Cosmetics. This is the satin liquid lipstick, and so far I really like these. Like, ooh, this color is beautiful. Like at first I put it on and I was like, that's a very bright kind of light red, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I don't know, I really like it. This is beautiful. This is in the shade Minerva, and I think it is stunning. Did I even show you what the palette was? Oh my god, this video. My number 5 palette of the year is going to go to the Wilderness palette by Beauty Bay. I have to admit, I am so impressed by some of you because in my other video, there were a couple of you who guessed my top 5 correctly, and I'm proud of you. It just shows how much you guys watch my videos and how much you pay attention, because I don't think I could choose other people's top 5 palettes of the year. Maybe I could. Maybe with a couple of people I could, but I'm so impressed. So good job to you guys who actually picked up my palettes correctly. If you haven't seen this palette somehow, here's what it looks like. I feel like I'm all over the place in this video, which is probably the case. I don't think this palette is available anymore, but this was not the last palette that Beauty Bay came out with, but the palette before that, so like their fall palette. And this palette is so beautiful. This color story is... I just love it. It makes me so happy to look at. So I think I definitely want to use some of these greens for today's look. Not sure if I want to pull in any of the reds. I don't want it to be like, oh my god, Christmas red and green. Like, I mean, that's basically me right now. And to be fair, it's going to be me after I'm done with this look too, because I'm wearing a red lipstick, so it's going to be red and green. But I don't know if I want to have red and green on my eyes. I think I'm mostly going to focus on like the greens up here. Maybe like some of these murkier oranges and like mustard shades. Maybe that could be kind of fun. So I'm just going to start by priming with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. We'll see what kind of happens. I don't really have a plan because I usually don't have a plan when I start with these, because I like to just take it as it comes with my eyeshadows and just kind of let the creativity do its own thing. I kind of want to do something like more on the graphic side today. I don't know what's gotten into me, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's just I'm not going to be reviewing this palette because I've already done that obviously, and I've done a ton of looks with it. I just want to do something a little bit more editorial, I think. So what I want to do is I want to use the shade called Ivy, which is the dark green, and I want to do basically just like outlining my crease in a bit of a graphic liner shape. So I'm going to take that on my Rephr 23 brush, which is a very, very tiny small pencil brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, yeah, I want this underneath my eye as well. So I'm going to start just placing this underneath my eye. Basically just all the way across here, and then I'm going to wing it out. I'm just going to follow the shape that I already put down here. I'm going to make this go almost all the way out to my brow. Actually, all the way out to my brow, because that's usually what happens when I start doing like big wings like this. I'm trying to be kind of precise with where it is that I put this, and then once I have that down, I'm going to bring it in towards my hood of my eye here. But once I get to almost where the hood of my eye is, I'm gonna bring it all the way through my crease. And I'm gonna, like I said, try to be kind of precise with this. I want this to barely show when my eye is open, so I want this whole line to show when my eye is open. And I can always go in and like cut my crease. I am going to put shimmers on my lid, but I just want to make sure that the upper portion of this is pretty nice and sharp. Again, I'm doing this with my eye open so I can make sure that all of this is showing when I'm looking straight ahead. So I think this is basically where it is I want the line to be. So I'm just gonna finesse this a bit and make sure it's nice and intense. And I think then just what I want to do is I want to put one of these beautiful shimmers on the lid. Maybe I'll even use two. I haven't quite decided yet what I want to do, but I just want this to be sort of a thick, sort of graphic liner look. I'm trying to see in the monitor and see like how it looks, but I think the shape of this is looking quite nice. I'm gonna take this in just a little bit more here. And depending on how this looks when I'm done with it, I might do some lashes as well, but we'll see what happens when I'm done with like the actual eyeshadow part. So I think this is about where it is that I want this to be now. Just gonna take a fluffy brush here and I'm just gonna blend a little bit just underneath my eye. I just want the under portion here to be a little bit more smoked out. And then let's see, I'm thinking I want to just use this all over my, this shade is so beautiful. Like, is that really what I want to do, or do I want to go with just like the super bright green? Like, that could be so fun as well. Maybe a combination of the two would be fun. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do this one mostly all over my lid and then do this like more in the front portion or in my inner corner. So let's sort of go ahead and do that. I don't know how this look is going to turn out, but I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. I know it's looking crazy right now. Don't worry. It's one of those looks that will come together in the end. You just gotta trust the process. So I'm just gonna take my trustworthy glitter primer here, and I'm gonna put that all over this open space, and then we're gonna put the shimmer on top. I might have to switch to a smaller brush so I can be a little bit more precise in the outer corner, but maybe not. This brush is quite precise. This is my Rephr, what number are you? 21 brush. I love this for shimmers, especially when I'm gonna be precise with them because it's so just thin and sharp. So I'm gonna take that into the very bright green here, which is called Lime. And I'm just gonna put this basically all over my lid here. Just gonna try to be quite precise up towards that line so that we have a sharp line here. But man, these shimmers in this palette are so stunning and reflective and metallic. They do crease a little bit on me, but nothing so bad that I can't just like tap it out a couple of times during the day. And it's not really something that bothers me at all. I think I'll be able to just use this brush because, like I said, it is quite precise here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take this all the way in as well, and then I can always layer a little bit of that lighter shimmer over the top, but I just want to make sure that I use something a little bit more opaque up against that line because the other shimmer is a little bit more on the sheer side, but like, this is kind of fun. I like this a lot. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye here, and then we can do an inner corner highlight. Like, this is one of the things that I really enjoy about doing these videos at the end of the year because I get to really just like play with the palettes and not review them. You know what I mean? Like, I can do looks that I wouldn't do in a review part because like doing a look like this when you're trying to review something isn't really that helpful because like shadows are just going to perform well, especially if you're just doing some kind of a graphic eye look. Like, you don't, like, any matte really can do this, you know? Like, I'm not blending anything. I'm not really like testing the performance of the mattes, and I feel like testing the performance of the mattes is like the most important thing when reviewing an eyeshadow palette, because if you don't have good mattes, it's going to be really hard to get a good eye look if you're someone who likes to use mattes in your crease like I do. So let me just make sure that these are even if they're not, there's really nothing I can do about it at this point, but I think these are like as even as I'm gonna be able to get it without it being perfect. So I'm gonna go into the shade called Bay here, which, wait, no, it's not called Bay, it's called Ray. Which is this shade. This is like my favorite shade in this palette. I love this shade so much. It's definitely a little bit on the chunky side, so I am gonna go ahead and spray this if I can find my Fix Plus. Just gonna give that a little spritz here, and then I'm gonna put that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm just using a small pencil brush here from Rephr. Oh, that is so beautiful, so pretty. Just gonna blend that into my lid shade as well. Okay, so here's the look all done. I decided to not go with lashes because honestly, I'm just not comfortable putting on lashes when I don't have liner on, and I didn't feel like using a black liner with this look would really look that good because I wanted it to mostly be like focused on my lid, and I think it turned out good. I'm really happy with this look. I'm so happy with this palette. This palette is so fun to me, and the color story is beautiful. The formulas are beautiful, at least in my opinion. I know some people struggle with the mattes from Beauty Bay, but I would say just keep it simple. Like, don't try to overblend too much. Don't do anything like too fancy that requires like too many shades blending and building on top of each other. If you do that, you're gonna have a great time with this palette, and just go dark to light if you do plan on using a ton of different colors in your crease because it's gonna make it a lot easier. I haven't personally had any problems like building on these, but then again, it's very rare that I use more than 2 colors like in my crease built on top of each other because I just don't really feel like I need it. But I've had such a good time with this palette. I think it is absolutely stunning. I'm so happy I have it in my collection, and it was so fun to be able to just play with it a little bit more. If you want to know what I did to finish off my look in my waterline, I have Trouble from Lethal in my waterline. It's just a yellow eyeliner. I don't know, I just felt like it would kind of go with it. And then my highlighter today is Electric from Bitter Lace Beauty, which of course is this one right here, which just looks white to you. But they've just come out with a new collection. I did buy like the pan that had all different colors of the shadows in the collection, and I'll probably do a video with it when I get it. They also just sneak peeked a new highlighter, which looks incredible, and I'm definitely gonna pick that up as well because it looks so good and I'm so excited about it, and I'm so thrilled that they're finally coming out with new stuff again because I feel like it's been a while since they've had any new releases, so I'm super excited because I love the brand. I do have a code with them. It's just Annette15 and it will give you 15% off. It's not affiliated if you wanted to try out the brand. If you want to try out their highlighters, the Kaleidoscope Glow ones are by far my favorites in my collection. They are so beautiful. But I'm sure that whatever you end up picking up from them, you're going to love because they are a great brand. They're actually a Vegas-based brand, which is where I live, which I think is so cool that I have like a local brand here that does such amazing highlighters. So I'm just thrilled about that. And I'm so happy with this palette. I'm so happy with this look. I'm excited to show you guys what's going to be my number 4 palette of the year. I would love it if you guessed. Like I said already, some of you have guessed my top 5 already, but now it's time to actually guess my order. So what do you think is going to be my number 4 palette? Leave it down below and I will see if any of you can get it right, and I'm sure some of you will because I feel like my top 4, my top 3 might be kind of obvious. I don't know. It depends how many of my videos you watch and how well you know me, but I know that some of you are going to guess it. So that's going to be it for today. If you want to see some more Annettemas videos, is what I usually call my December videos, even though it's not really, I'm not posting every day. Here's my playlist, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.